a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-400-5008. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-400-5008. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-400-5008. 1-800-400-5008.
If you need to sell your house,
talk to Aaron Taylor.
You want to sell it fast and get the most cash, talk to Aaron Taylor,
the real estate guy.
Happy New Year. 2019 will be an amazing year. Aaron Taylor here, the real estate guy. Do you want to know what your home is worth? Do you want to search for homes like realtors do? Wait no longer. Go to therealestateguyLV.com. And for every person that goes to therealestateguyLV.com and fills out our contact form, we will give you a $25 gift card to my favorite restaurant, Grape Street Cafe in downtown Summerlin. Folks, I have sold over 5,000 homes, and I absolutely love what I do. I will get you top dollar for your home, cash advance if needed, buy your distressed property in 5 days, and for traditional sales, we have the best marketing plan in the industry. Pick up the phone and call me today. Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy, 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE. Powered by eXp Realty. Call for details.
talk to Aaron Taylor,
The real estate guy.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
Okay, what do we got coming up on the angle of the day?
You know, before I give you this angle, I want to tell our listeners, Marco and I will be doing the podcast. Marco and I will be breaking down about 10 or 12 NFL playoff angles for this weekend, so make sure you're listening to that. I'm pulling out a simple one that takes place tonight, college basketball, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. You guys want to talk about a home edge. They're 24-1 straight up the last two seasons. They're 19-1-1 against the spread at home. That's the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Pretty good. By the way, very quickly before we go to Alex B. Smith, we were talking about this before the show. Chambers is in trouble at Penn State. He's in his 8th year, and barring a tournament championship, because they're not going to get there as an at-large. 0 for 8 getting to the NCAA tournament. I can't even find any coach at a power conference program that's gone 8 straight years without making the tournament that keeps his job. So I think Chambers is bye-bye. And that could have an effect on this team down the stretch because they'll know it too.
Yeah, once he's out, I mean, obviously the players love him, have been there so long. So
Well, they might love him, but they don't play for him. They can't shoot.
Well, they're just not a very good team. It's, they don't have the talent. They don't have the talent level of the other Big Ten teams. Too tough to recruit in that conference for them.
I don't buy that.
You don't?
No. No, why?
They haven't had. I don't think they've had a 4-star recruit in 2 or 3 years.
That's it. Then they're not getting the job done.
Yeah.
What? There's no good basketball players in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, they just only they go to Villanova.
Well, all right. Well, then you got to find a way to out recruit them.
All right.
Okay, you got to get in there and get those players. Alex B. Smith joining us right now. Alex is now part of the Sports Memo team, which is a great place to get his daily selections in all sports. Hi, Alex. How are you?
Hey, Dave. Good to be on with you guys.
It's a pleasure to have you as well. So let's talk a little NHL here. And I want to begin with this because it won again last night. And that's this over first period with the Blackhawks. It's basically you just wait for the line, and then you go bet it, and then you go pick up the money after the game's over. After the first, well, you got to wait till the game's over. But, I mean, it's been ridiculous. And they're not the only team that's doing this.
No, they're not. You got the Tampa Bay Lightning who are in action tonight, and they've been on an incredible streak. With the Hawks, they had 9 straight now that have gone to the first period over, and 23-3 the last 26. So, but with Tampa Bay, you got tonight a 18-game over streak on the line.
It's amazing.
It's incredible, and pretty much these two teams have kind of alternated games every night. So like you said, at least once a night, you wait for the line to pop up, and it's been moving. Like I said, the juice has been climbing through the roof. I mean, we were getting these plays at the beginning of the season, maybe minus $1.25, minus $1.30. There's some shops offshore that are pricing it as high as minus 190, almost 2 to 1.
Is there any chance that they just start putting up twos?
I've been waiting for it. I said it about a month ago, right when the Hawks streak started, and right before the Tampa Bay streak started. I said I'm assuming that they're just going to go 2 and juice it to the under, but we haven't seen that yet. I don't really know what's kind of the holdup. I don't know if it's a tracking issue or whatever. I don't know why they're moving that number to 2.
I assume it's because they, first of all, it could probably lead to a lot of pushes, but second of all, I assume that they would be fearing a liability on the under because 2s just aren't out there. You just don't find them.
Right.
But
exactly.
Somebody's going to do it.
And I guess two would be also just the fact that I don't know what the limits are offshore for some of these, but it's not like they're going to be taking an exorbitant amount of money compared to the regular full game spread or full game size. Yeah,
you're not getting $50,000 down on these.
Right.
Okay, let's put it that way. But you can still make some nice money. Let's talk about a couple of games tonight. And I want to focus on one team in particular. This happens to be the NBC national game tonight between the Jets and Wild. The Wild are, and I know you're there, so you follow this team very closely. You follow them all closely, but you're closer to the Wild than anybody else. So they're in that awful spot right now where they're maybe good enough to make the last playoff spot, or maybe not. But they're also the oldest team in the league. So to me, it's one of those real tricky situations. Do you try and make the playoffs by keeping everybody, maybe even adding a piece? Or do you say, we're not good enough to win the whole thing right now. We're going to have to start getting younger. Let's sell at the deadline. For the Wild, I think they've got the toughest decision out there.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And honestly, like you said, me being here at the St. Paul, I'm just blocks away from the XL Center. And, the buzz around town with them is the fact that, like you said, they're an older team. Everybody's kind of unhappy with some of the bigger contracts they have. Parise obviously being a liability. Can't stay healthy throughout a whole year. You look and see, okay, this might be a team that needs to break things apart. But if you look down in Iowa, the AHL, and some of their prospects, they don't really have a lot of talent, in my opinion. Yeah, so my thing is I think they have to go for it and try to make a run for the postseason, because if they miss out on the playoffs again this year, or they have an early exit in the playoffs, the buzz around town is going to die down a bit. And like I said, this team's going to be pretty bad for years to come should they decide to break things up right now.
Well, look, they've got one thing going for them. And I'm not joking, because we know what can happen when you've got a hot goalie in the playoffs. And Devin Dubnyk is one of the better goalies in the league, which I never thought I'd say a few years ago, but he's become that. And he's the type of guy who, he gets on an extended run. They could be a tough out.
Yeah, they could. He's one of those goalies that can get high. When they made this trade, the Wild got him, I remember just laughing for hours on it, and it's made me look foolish over the years, because Dubnyk has turned out to be, like I said, one of the premier goalies in the league when he's hot. And he played against the Jets team tonight that, he's had some success against them in the regular season, not so much in the playoffs. Of course, when they met up, and the Wild were bounced out by the Jets in 6 games last year. So you look at this kind of a matchup, and it might be a bit tough for him. He did get a night off in their last game. They played in Boston. It was Alex Stalock who was in net. But before that, Dubnyk won 3 of his last 4 starts. He's a guy who said, they have to rely on him, but he's had to make so many big saves in so many games for this Wild team in the last couple of years. You wonder if he starts to wear down before they can even get to the trade deadline. Stalock's not going to be the answer to hold this team up, so they might have to address that issue, possibly get someone to just make sure if Dubnyk doesn't stay as hot as he does, they can have somebody else in that.
They have as big a drop-off from 1 to 2 as anybody in the league. That's not the case suddenly in Las Vegas. Look, the worry here was that Fleury's going to have to keep playing all these games because Subban is struggling. He did not get off to a good start this season, but his last 3 or 4 times between the pipes, he has been outstanding, which is making life easier for the Golden Knights and Fleury, and that leads us into tonight's game. It'll be Fleury tonight, that's for sure. This is a big game tonight. I mean, this is one that everybody's juiced up about. Sharks and Knights, you got the playoff rematch from last year. Both teams are red hot coming in. It doesn't get much better than this.
No, this is must-see TV for sure tonight. You got a Knights team that has won 7 games in a row. You got a Sharks team that's won 4 straight in 6 of their last 7. Because these two had an incredible playoff series last year. And you look at obviously there's a huge contrast of styles between these two clubs. You got a Golden Knights team that's as fast as anybody in the league, and you got a San Jose team that's pretty old and pretty slow. But the one thing that you look at here, this is a Sharks team. You look at the type of shots and the way that they move the puck around. They don't waste a lot of time. So it kind of affords them to be a little slow. They're not like a LA Kings team where they're just slow, they aren't physical, they aren't shooting the puck well. That's the one thing that's really helping the Sharks is that their shot selection and their pass movement, the puck movement is a lot smoother than some other teams that would be as slow. But even with that said, the speed of Vegas, the goaltending, like I said, finally getting, Simbal rolling along with Fleury. And Fleury's a goalie who he thrives on having a lot of games. He's a 60-65 game, old school kind of goaltender. So, but when you can get anybody in behind him that can get this team some wins, things are going to be astronomical. The thing I look at here would be the over. The over between these two teams, where, like I said, they both possess the puck well. And they're both reliable defensively, especially Vegas. We saw them, they were winning games and they weren't able to score because their defense was holding up well. But the over has gone 5 of the last 7 meetings between the Sharks and Knights. So I'm thinking that, we could see some explosive, goals scored here in this game.
I think it might come down to one guy, and that's Burns for San Jose, because he will take chances. He's a defenseman, but he's a very good offensive defenseman, and he will take chances. And when he does, it can work out in San Jose's favor. But when something goes wrong, all of a sudden it's an odd man rush for the other team. And that's where the Knights' speed could really come to the forefront tonight. I think they're going to try and entice Burns to go deep with the puck and maybe get him trapped in the offensive zone and get breakouts out of that. And if that happens, it could be off to the races for the Knights, because they could be looking at 2-on-1s on a regular basis.
Yeah, and another thing to look at with that blue line for the Sharks, too, Mark-Edward Vlasic and Justin Braun, two key defensemen, both doubtful for this game tonight. So, like you said, if there's a lot of odd man rushes in Vegas' favor, it could be a lot of goals scored for the Knights at home. You are a part of the sports memo team now. How is that working out so far? It's been excellent. We got a podcast 5 days a week. You can catch it on Wager Talk TV and on you can find it on iTunes and Spotify. It's called Puck Time. And Dave, you've been on there with me, and Andrew McInnes. It's been a great show. You catch it 5 days a week on YouTube. And like I said, the plays have been going really well. Won 9 of my last 10. And, hoping to keep the streak going tonight. Everybody's doing really well on the website now. So I'm just trying to keep pace and, cash some tickets for myself and my clients.
And in addition to Sports Memo, of course, let people know how they can get a hold of you on Twitter and as far as the personal service goes.
Yes. I'm on all the time talking to everybody. So follow me at AX Smith Sports. And then I have my own website, axsmithsports.com.
Alex, it's always a pleasure, bud.
All right, take it easy, Dave. Have a good one.
You got it. Alex B. Smith does a great job, part of the Sports Memo team, and he's obviously rather hot in the NHL right now. 9-1 is a very nice run, especially when you mix in the fact that a couple of those were underdogs. So the return on investment, pretty good right now with Alex B. Smith. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We will give our views on this Golden Knights Sharks matchup. It's our marquee matchup coming up next.
The Las Vegas Sportsline.
When it comes to dependability in car batteries, no one beats Interstate Batteries. Interstate Batteries has been providing outrageously dependable starting power for over 65 years. With over 200,000 dealers nationwide, there's one near you. Just click on interstatebatteries.com.
I'm attorney Glenn Lerner. After you've been hurt in a car wreck, the insurance company is going to try to lock you into a settlement as soon as possible. Don't do it. The minute you sign, it's over. If you need more medical treatment or get doctor's bills later, there's nothing we can do. Don't sign your life away. When you're hurt in a wreck, you need to focus on getting better, and we'll focus on getting you all the money you deserve. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call 24 hours a day for a free consultation.
Glenn Lerner is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
Football fans, win a Super Bowl party makeover, including a 60-inch smart TV, 2 Bud Light recliners, food, and more. Get to Green Valley Grocery and get the text code to register. While you're there, pick up an 8-pack of Powder Bud Light 16-ounce cans for just $6.99.
When you don't have a big marketing budget, you have to wait until the opportunity is just right. Well, consider this your opportunity alarm going off. Vistaprint semi-annual sale has arrived with up to 50% off everything, including custom postcards, invitations, labels and stickers, and more. And with tons of business card options like Square Cards, now's the time to get huge savings on them too. Make the most of this opportunity. Go to Vistaprint.com by January 11th and enter the promo code SAVEBIG.
Back by popular demand. Your home for great comedy, The Showroom at South Point presents
Saturday Night Live star Norm Macdonald.
If you wanted to take a picture, you would use a camera. Not